You probably covered this already on Breaking Points. I haven't talked about it yet, but there was this thing floating around online, kind of astonishing. Joe Biden was fielding some questions from reporters, and he had in his hand, and this was caught on video, on camera, a list of, hey, this is the reporter, this is their name, this is their question, and this is your answer. All written out. Which means, without any doubt, there was direct collusion between the White House and Joe Biden and the reporters, and the whole press conference is just staged. It's totally staged. So this is a really big deal, and if this was Trump who was doing this, the media would have been like, oh my God, this shows that there is no free media in this country. This shows that this is an authoritarian government. We have, state media. That's what we have here. This is like North Korea. You get all of everybody would say that, but everybody would be correct in that instance. The whole point of the media is to be a check on the powerful. And this is, it's the old saying that they're not being a watchdog of the powerful, they're being a lapdog of the powerful. And it's grotesque, because here we are doing this show, and we try to hold people accountable, and we try to talk about real issues. And then you have these people who are in the club. They have disdain for anybody outside of the club, but they're objectively terrible at their jobs, and that they do the opposite of what they should be doing in these positions.
It is astonishing because there's two levels here. Number one, the media White House collusion. That is disgraceful. This journalist should be absolutely embarrassed. And it wasn't like he had on the note card, which a photographer was able to zoom in on. That's why we saw it. It's not like we had generally what she was going to ask about. You had the word for word question.
That's right.
Written out. So there's that. And then there's also the questions about Biden is the oldest president in history, and he clearly has been declining, and he's done fewer press conferences and fewer interviews than any other modern president. He's not doing rallies. There's no rallies planned for his campaign. So there's also a question about whether his staff trusts him to be able to handle a question that hasn't been planned in advance with an answer written out.
He launched his campaign with a video. I've never seen that before. Almost always they give a speech. They have a rally. They do something that's more real time. He didn't do that. It's like, okay, who are we going to believe? You are our lying eyes. This is just, it's almost like that wag the dog thing, right? That wag the dog movie. That's what we're watching in real time. This is totally like Weekend at Bernie's, he's a puppet type stuff.
And their only hope is the media, every article about the Democratic primary.
No challengers. There's no challengers.
No
serious challengers.
No serious challengers. Well, guess what? I was just looking at polls before we came on here. I think it was Emerson just did a poll that has, they did the Republican primary and they did the Democratic primary. There is almost exactly the same gulf between DeSantis and Trump as there is now between Biden and Kennedy and then Marianne. I mean, the numbers are very similar. Are you going to tell us Ron DeSantis isn't serious? Mike Pence isn't? Nikki Haley's not serious? But that's the Biden team's only play, is to hope that the public thinks they don't have another choice.
He's inevitable. That's it. Just don't think about it. Don't talk about it. Don't look at the news. Don't look at other candidates. There are no other candidates that matter.
You have to vote for Joe in the primary. You have to vote for Joe in the general because it's against Trump. And so that's it. You have no choice. Joe Biden, that's it.
He better debate them. He better debate them. We're talking about they're going to both be in double digits, and you're not going to debate them. The old threshold was like 2%. They're in double digits, and you guys are actually like, no serious candidate anywhere.
Who the fuck are you to tell us that? It's not up to you. It's up to the American people, and clearly the American people at least have a view of we'd like to hear more from them. They deserve it. I mean, no matter, listen, I got issues with Bobby Kennedy, the anti-vaccine stuff. I'm not there with, but it's a democracy. Let the man and Marianne and Joe Biden be on a stage, answer questions, articulate their views, defend the things that they've said. It's the very least that the American people say, especially after all the democratic, democracy, we're the protectors of democracy. What a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.